Hey friends, and welcome to this new video. Today we're talking about the future of Poppy Playtime. A few days ago, Chapter 5 was released, a chapter that revealed many important details and left the community with a lot of questions, especially regarding the final scene, which immediately became a topic of debate. In the ending, we see the prototype take one of the characters and throw them into the Poppy gel tank. This is where the doubt begins. What we see is the player, or is it Poppy? Some believe the player was thrown in, while others are convinced that the scene is from Poppy's point of view and that she is the one who ended up in the tank. There were theories, analyses, and different interpretations. And just when it seemed like the answer wasn't so clear, the first official messages about the future of the series arrived. Now we have an official confirmation that changes the way we can read that final scene. In this video, we will watch the scene again, analyze the message published by Mob Entertainment, and try to understand what it really means for the story. We will also talk about how this information connects to Chapter 6. Because it's clear that what happens at the end of Chapter 5 is not just a conclusion, but a direct transition to what comes next. So we will see what has been confirmed, what still remains open, and what consequences all of this could have on the direction of the series. If you like Poppy Playtime and want more analysis videos, theories, and explanations about the new chapters, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next content. With that said, let's start right away from the final scene and see what it really tells us.
Yeah, I'm hurrying.
Now, Skiplet!
Got it! Now hold on! You're almost at the end of the line, Butcher! Lose the spider and
Should you come back years later, your conscience finally getting the better of you, may you descend into the dark and the dust. Welcome home.
I thought you were gone. Poppy, I couldn't. He took her. Kissy is... I don't know. I don't... Look, I told you I wasn't a hero.
As we saw in this scene, the prototype captures someone and then throws them into the poppy gel. In these last days, we wondered who that character really was, the player or Poppy. But now we finally have official confirmation. Amber, the official artist from Mob Entertainment, replied with a message on Discord and cleared up the doubt once and for all. She confirmed that the character captured by the prototype and thrown into the poppy gel is the player. It is not Poppy. So the mystery has been completely solved. Now we know exactly who ends up inside that tank. This information is very important for the future of the series. If the prototype threw the player into the gel, then another question appears. What happened to Poppy? Where is she at that moment? A few days ago, I made a theory video about this exact topic, but now we have more details that make the scene even more interesting. When the prototype throws us into the gel, a very specific cutscene starts. We see the screen covered by the gel, and at some point we hear Poppy's voice talking to us. She says they still need us. That line is important. It could mean that Poppy moved closer to the gel tank together with Giblet to save us, maybe to pull us out before it was too late, so she wouldn't have just stood there watching, but actually tried to intervene. However, when we wake up, Poppy is gone. We do not see her, we do not hear her voice, and there are no clear signs of her presence. Only Giblet is there with us. And this opens new interpretations. Maybe Poppy was forced to escape. Maybe she was separated from us. Or maybe she is hiding somewhere for a specific reason that we will discover later. Either way, the fact that she is not there changes the weight of that scene and suggests that what happened immediately after is crucial for the future of the story. Anyway, we got this important information. Poppy is still alive, and she will come back in Chapter 6. Now I want to talk about a personal theory of mine. In my opinion, at this point in the story, Poppy may have left for a very specific reason, to heal and fix her head. In the finale, we clearly saw that her head is not in the condition we have always seen it in. Because of this, I think that Poppy may have decided to temporarily move away, not to abandon us, but to recover. She may have hidden somewhere in the factory or reached a safe place where she could repair the damage. If this theory is correct, then in Chapter 6 we might see Poppy with a repaired head, meaning an appearance closer to the one we have always known. It would mean her absence after the gel scene is not random, but part of a setup for what happens next. Of course, this is just a personal theory, but it connects well with what we saw and with the fact that the scene intentionally leaves space for what happens off screen. However, now we know that Poppy is still alive. She will come back in Chapter 6. Poppy is also the main mascot of the entire saga, so it is normal if she is still alive. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think Poppy hid, was forced to escape, or is preparing something for the next chapter? If you enjoyed the video, thank you so much for watching until the end. Your support really makes a difference and allows me to bring more analysis, theories, and updates about the series. Stay tuned because in the next videos we will talk more about the future of the story, official messages, and all the news leading to the next chapter. Thank you for watching until the end. You are amazing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye and see you soon.